and welcome to She Rides, the podcast where women's cycling takes lead. I'm Saf.
And I'm Christoph. And today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
And we have a guest joining us to share his story. Let's get started. Ready? Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 34 of She Rides. We're back after the Nationals week, just the week before, or just a couple of days actually, before the Giro Women. And we have a very nice guest joining us. Hi, Tim.
Hello.
So before we get this podcast started, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course I can. Hello. Thank you for having me as well. It's a pleasure. My name's Tim de Vries. I work for Eurosport NL, the Netherlands, and Vive, the cycling website. And I just released my first book. And, well, there's various other things, but we'll get to that, I imagine.
Yeah, that's nice. So of course, you're involved in the cycling world. So where and how did your love for cycling begin?
I think that must have been from when I was way younger. I think 2006, I lived near Steenwijk in the Netherlands, and there's always a post-tour criterium. Well, one marvelous evening in 2006, there was a women's race. I think Marianne Vos led everyone about 72 times. It might have been 73, but who knows? And mainly because of the back markers, which she was capturing round after round. They were so determined to catch up with her, even for 100 meters. And I happened to be near the fence when that happened. I overheard the conversation. It was like, come on, we join her, and I overheard it, and I think that was that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's love ever since.
Mm-hmm. So that's nice. Did you? So when you found your way to cycling, and you it was something you were very passionate about. Was commentary always a dream, or was it more like in an accident way you got there?
Well, on local levels, I already did some commentary, but after a few years, you start branching out into other things. Gotta earn money, I suppose. And it was mainly. I mean, I say it's by accident. It probably wasn't, but I just got a DM from a producer at Eurosport asking if I wanted to come for an audition. And we knew each other already from way back. And I went for an audition. Somehow it didn't went terrible, I imagine, but and here we are. Yeah.
That escalated quickly. Here you are.
Yeah, that's the right words. Yeah.
So, and as you mentioned, you wrote your first book, and also the first book about the history of the Tour de France for women. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's a scandal, isn't it, that it was never done before, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah. I didn't write it all by myself, to be perfectly honest. I had the help of the marvelous colleague Julia Millier. We went back to basically 1860 from the very beginning of cycling, and then we pick up the story from there. Introduce legends from the past, and hopefully from the future as well. Of course, it's based around the Tour de France Femmes. So the first edition in 55, then from 84 onwards, and so on. So that's that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to know?
Well, maybe interesting to where can people find your book? Every bookstore, every bookshelf, the online bookstores.
Yeah, I imagine it's almost all of the good bookstores in Belgium and the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's for now it's Dutch only. Sorry, but we work on that. Yeah, and online there's of course all these online resellers like bol.com and whatever else. So the publisher done a rather good job on that.
Good job. So for all the people, the Dutch speaking or more Dutch reading people,
Or
go
those
get
who
it.
want to
It's-
train their Dutch, also possible.
Or those who want to train their Dutch, yeah, of course, during summer, why not? Tour de France Men is coming up, Tour de France Femmes is coming up, it's summer holiday, so get your copy of Tim's book and have a good read. You'll enjoy it, no doubt about it.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, about the book, as you said, like it's a scandal that there isn't one, there hasn't come out one before. But since there's not too many information just up for grabs, what was the process like? To write it.
What was the process like? Just taking out archives. That's a major thing. We spent a full day in Koersmuseum Reusser. You know it. It's an absolutely marvelous place, and of course we had way too many interviews with writers from the past who were basically almost all very happy to help us with telling their lost stories and whatever. Yeah, so it's been a rather hectic, to be honest, because we started writing at the beginning of November, and it's about 328 pages, I think, full of statistics and results and background stories. So it's been rather hectic, but it's been nothing but lovely working on it.
Amazing. Well, and we said it's a scandal, but at the podcast we're rather not surprised anymore. No one wrote about women cycling before.
To be honest,
it's a shame, but we're not surprised anymore.
No, it's absolutely absurd. All the idiotic rules, and the book could have been even double the size if we would have written down all these idiotic things. But yeah, you really get a gist of how it went basically against the women from basically the beginning on. Yeah. So I'm glad you are here to help restore that a bit.
We try to. We do our best. So hey, and then back to before we move on, just one more time, just buy the book. Good readings for during summer days. Perfectly fine.
I started reading it, and I would recommend. So
there you go.
Well, thank you.
There you go. So now back to your life as a cycling commentator, Tim. Like for the people who really think this is the most exotic and most marvelous job around the world, punch the balloon and tell us what does a typical workday look like during the Giro or the Tour de France? Because back in the day you were at the Giro and at the Tour de France and at the races, but today it's since Corona, since COVID, the working circumstances changed a bit, right? So tell us, how does a day like, especially in a hectic race like the Giro Donne or the Tour de France Femmes, how does it go for you?
Yeah. Those are basically days from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So it's basically all day long, and and it starts weeks beforehand. I could actually show you my preparation for the Tour de France last year. It was absolutely absurd what I prepared for all the stages. You gotta recon the stages. You gotta know all the rules, and it's you gotta know all the castles along the way.
Yeah,
you gotta know riders, of course, but it comes rather natural. But yeah, it's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and then the racing also has to start. So, the way it works in Eurosport, the Netherlands, it's part-time. You work from home, actually, like I'm doing now. So that's sometimes rather easy. You just get out of bed and you're ready for a race. During the biggest races, like Tour de France, for example, that's the best example that there is. You go to the stadium in Hilversum. That's a national media thingy, and yeah, it's you do it from there, from the central location, and you just basically get put in a 1-by-1 box with your colleague and two screens, and they say best of luck to you all. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's not really the glitter and glamour of traveling with the with the riders and the staff.
No, I wish I had way more interesting stories about that, but no, sadly not.
Too bad.
Yeah.
So hey Tim, and then the hours before the race, actually the hours before you go live on antenna, what happens behind the scenes? Yeah, full prep. Are you like cooperating with your colleague? Are you speaking in advance? What are we gonna? Well, the big lines, of course. What are we gonna talk about?
Yeah, the way it usually works is you get there at least an hour beforehand. And I do have a few co-colleagues, Iris Slappendel and Jif van der Bos, I work with a lot. So we can basically, well, it's a bit of telepathy, if I'm honest. So we already know, like we follow the stories. We know what we want to talk about, or and if that's not the case, we just help each other out. From like, oh yeah, this happened. Well, maybe we can talk about that, or maybe we shouldn't talk about that. It happens
Yeah.
a lot as well, as you can imagine. But yeah, that's you just and get a feeling for it, and yeah, you often work with someone new as well. So then you maybe start 2 hours in advance. So you first get to know each other a little bit from like what are each other's, well, I don't like to call them weak points, but topics that might be triggering for them, or so you don't leave the broadcast with a bad feeling. It should always be a nice experience, and there are, of course, sometimes not so nice things you can talk about. You have to talk about it, but it always has to be a nice experience overall.
Yeah, of course. Hey, and any funny stories, Tim? What's the funniest thing you experienced in the commentary box?
Ooh, well, it's mainly a whole lot of fun. Working alongside very, inspirational people, to be honest. Yeah, and they all have wonderful stories about their race lives and their days nowadays as well. So it's basically almost the entire time a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. That's the most important part,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. So
hey,
I can't rather give you a specific anecdote, but there I can assure you it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So hey, you showed us all. Well, for the viewers, you showed us already your preps for the Tour de France Femmes last year, actually. But how do you actually prepare for such a race? Where do you find your insights and information? Yeah, how do you start with it? How do you do it?
Yeah, it's a rather fascinating process. To be honest, it could be described as quite simple. What I do is 3 preparations basically. It's one part. It's just constant going on with reading interviews, speaking to riders, speaking to a lot of other people involved in cycling. That's a big part. My lovely cycling archives that are getting way too out of hand, but they are very useful for detailed information, and I do a whole lot of statistic preparations as well, and you name it. And there's, of course, what I showed you is the exact race preparation. So yeah, you basically follow along the route. Look at the maps from the organizers. You look at the technical guide. You look at VeloViewer. It's a rather useful tool nowadays. And you, of course, use from own experiences if you ever been there. Yeah, and you just basically what I do is I make a big, a checklist to, and it's a 1 or 2 pages with all the info I need for a specific day. As far as the route is concerned. So it involves tricky corners that I notice on my virtual recon. It involves, well, possible Eklund zones. But it's also, you just look at the castles along the way. You kind of need to write them down as well. At least I like to do that, but I know some colleagues who are very annoyed by all the castles, but I quite like it. Yeah, you just basically follow along, so like you basically know the route out of your head, and like you would be if you were one of the riders or one of the DSs, but more castle knowledge as well.
Yeah. We understand. Yeah.
I think that's basically it. Yeah.
Seems like a whole lot of preparation. I should wonder what the answer would be if we asked Ruben van Hucht the same question, but you don't have to answer that, Tim.
I have no idea.
Yeah, sure.
You just you just need to do whatever works for you, I guess. And well, this works for me.
Yeah.
And whatever Ruben, I've never. We're always separated anyway, so I've never even met him. But I can imagine he's less busy sometimes with castles and something. Mm-hmm. But okay.
Well, yeah, there's a market for everyone. Yeah. So you already told us about that 1-2 punch you have to have with your colleague actually. So tell us, Tim, what makes a good on-air duo in your view? The
way that works is a bit strange as well, isn't it? You just have it or you don't have it. It's this lovely thing called chemistry. And I always, when I do a broadcast with someone for the first time, I always adapt myself a bit towards them. So I basically think, they might not know everything. They might not have. They do their preparation, of course, but they might not have noticed some things in the parcours, or they might not know some rider stories or whatever. You talk a good while about that beforehand. Yeah, and then it's basically a case of riffing off each other, like you do as well with one another. And that has to work, or it or it doesn't. But most of the times it really works.
Yeah. So is it something you already feel from the beginning, like from the first second, the first minute, when somebody new comes in for co-commentating with you? Do you already feel it like, okay, we have that spark, or that's maybe not it, or can it grow as well? Or do you say like, nah, it's just from the beginning?
There has to be a basic connection, of course, but of course these things can grow in the beginning. When I did my first broadcast, I was basically stumbling along through it myself. So it's always a case of giving the other the time and the leeway as well to develop their own style, to get comfortable in the studio, because it's we joke that it's just sitting down and talk until the broadcast is over, but it's it's not always that simple, of course. Especially for
cycling and talk about it.
Exactly. And for people new to the entire job, getting nervous if they say anything wrong, or which will happen. But basically, as long as you are basically a good person, it's not really a bad thing. But those are the things you have to consider.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. So hey, and you already told us about your wonderful colleagues, Iris Lappendal and Jep van den Bos. So those are already two gems. But if you can dream freely, Tim, and then choose someone as your co-commentator for one day, who would it be?
Ooh, oh, that's a
Like whoever you
very
want. It's possible. Just give us a name.
ooh. What an amazing question. Oh crikey. Well, I would be very interested to work with Lotte Kopecky. I'm sure you'll be delighted to hear, but yeah, I think
Sad
she
too.
has a. Yeah, I think she might have a lot of interesting stories to tell. That might have their place in a broadcast like that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
as said, there are so many lovely people in cycling, basically, that it's a bit hard to choose. But yeah, well, her would be a lovely example to work with in the future, perhaps.
Yeah, nice choice,
Who
Tim.
knows?
I think really,
Yeah,
if she
good
retires one
answer.
day,
Mhm.
she would be a big asset as a commentator. Well, the question remains if she would like it, all the attention as a commentator. That's
Yeah.
something completely different. But I think, like from content-wise, I think she would be a very good one. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
interesting answer. Yeah.
But like I said,
So
yeah, there is so many great people in cycling that
yeah.
everyone has their own unique perspective. When I do a broadcast with Lucinda Brandt as well, yeah, that's also fantastic. And well, just like Quinty Ton, Eva Buurman, all the people I had the pleasure to work with the past 3 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they all have their lovely stories and lovely things to say.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for
she would be very interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So hey, if Lotte might be listening, or someone can whisper in her ear, you have a career after racing, Lotte, if you want it. Yeah, not sure if she will, but anyway. When it comes to your own commentary style, Tim, how do you try to make the sport more accessible to a wider audience? Because yes, cycling, especially during summer, you draw a wide audience, but they're not always 100% interested in the race itself, of course.
Yeah, that's why you talk a bit about cheese as well, and
Yeah.
alongside the races. Yeah, it's well, what really gets you is the enthusiasm, I think. And there's also the thin line in these broadcasts between people, yeah, just looking for the wonderful landscapes and that we all go through, and there's people only interested in well, hard-on tactics. So yeah, you have to. One day is more of the same thing than the other. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, we don't have 3 week stage races for the women yet, or maybe ever, because yeah, after the 8 dull, flat sprinting stage in the Tour de France through the Vendée region, you are like, yeah, okay, what's next?
Yeah. There comes a point when it gets boring, even for me. But yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, but yeah, I think the well, like with the Tour de France Femmes, it's 9 days this year. It's basically very compact. It's action every day, as it
Yeah.
hopefully will be. Yeah, you always have one or two of those days where you maybe think, all right, it could have been an hour shorter, but yeah, that's all right.
So then some completely different things to just go over smoothly to the latest news.
Yeah, enough
While
about me.
while commentating on the races, are there like particular riders you can say of like they impressed me most?
I'm. This is gonna sound very cliche, but I'm always impressed by everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the backmarkers already. Well,
Yeah. Hmm.
coming in 3/4 of an hour later to the to the very first women. It's always what I try to do is always imagine myself in that situation, and that really helps for well, appreciating all that they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe cliche, but a good answer, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then, are there any particular races in the women's world tour or just women's races you personally love to cover?
I think it's it's basically all of them. To be honest, yeah. Even Tour de Guangxi or UAE Tour in the beginning of the year, I had the pleasure to do a couple of times. Well, I don't really love the UAE and all it stands for, but yeah, having the honor to commentate a race like that, it just gets to you, you know. For instance, last Saturday I had the pleasure to cover the French and the Afghan championships in Les Herbiers. Full race. It was basically a broadcast of 4 hours and 30 minutes, I think.
Nice.
It was a bit of a banger. But yeah, that is all. I was done with that race, and it just had a sip of wine after the race, and I thought, yeah, oh man, what a lovely thing to spend your Saturday with.
Yeah, for sure.
That's nice, and maybe we will just go over to the nationals right now. Can you tell us a bit more about the French nationals?
Ooh, was a lovely race, wasn't it? It was a really interesting parcours. Like almost every year in France, they always deliver on these championship courses. It was a bit odd because it included the Afghan woman as well. So it was a bit of a double whammy, as they call it in English, I believe. So yeah, it was very interesting with especially the tactics were brilliant from FDG as well, with especially Marie Lenet, the eventual winner. Absolutely adored how she ridden all the day long, with Coudinier crossing the gap as well. It's and the tactics in the final with the tenacity of Julie Bigot. We just got a podium as well. It was really a rather lovely thing. Yeah, and the emotions of Marie Lenet at the end said it all.
Yeah, Marie Lenet was thriving on revenge after her, not so, okay time trial. She was very disappointed after her time trial result, actually. So she seemed very angry in her Instagram post after the TT National. So she thrived on revenge, and she got it. I think she's more happy now than with the time trial jersey.
Yeah, that's always the lovely thing of this thing called sweet revenge. Yeah, it was lovely to see.
Yeah, so we had Tim in covering Les Herbiers in France, and we actually had our host Saar, who was in bench actually for the Belgium national. Saar.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, heading there was actually kind of smooth. It was by train, so I was very excited about that. We kind of combined it a little bit with a small city trip in Mons, which is not too far from Banj. I gotta say, organization, Zottegem was better last year. Yeah. Also, to start with, Banj is smaller. A lot of the roads aren't wide, so for me it wasn't a problem. But for example, I knew other people coming from Flanders to Banj. There was actually almost no parking spots because they used one very small street to put the men's buses, and about 2 km further they claimed all the shops, their parking slots. They claimed those for the women. So no public parkings, which was already not so good. Then so if you could get there, because I know people who got there 2 hours later than planned because there was just no place to park. So that was already painful. Then when you did arrive, so I did arrive in time because the train was doing very well, right? at that moment. And then actually, so the team presentation was about to start. Always funny at the Belgian Championships. You get a team of 18 riders and you get just Lotte Kopecky on her own. But then there, you have this whole, the Grand Place de Banche. That's normally where also the public can go. But there were a few people and then no, you're not getting through anymore. But there were 15 people or something. I was like, ooh, what's this? So I was like, okay, never mind. We'll just stand at the interview zone or something. That's also nice. They paused there 2 times too, so pretty nice. And then they came there, no, you can't stand here. And we were in our best French, yeah, but where do we have to go? And then they were like, okay, everyone who's standing here, you can go there. So then we did get a pretty good spot there. And so the team presentation went on and the riders left. And after the first local lap, they just out of nowhere, we were almost alone at that part because everyone was leaving and we were just at our place. We were staying there. And they didn't let anyone come in again. So basically, okay, if you go, you can't enter anymore. But then they saw with the men's race also starting, there were obviously even more crowds. So then it was never mind. You know what? We will let you in. It's fine. So then it was immediately very busy there. And then later they closed it off again.
But since when is a team presentation at a women's race overcrowded that you cannot get in anymore and watch it? I mean, really, I'm dreaming of a day that's the case, but really,
the worst one
isn't.
was in the week before the Olympics, Baloise Ladies Tour. I was just enough time. I arrived there, I would say 40 minutes beforehand. So, okay. There was no one. There was an old man who came from the apartment oh, what are you doing here? I'm like, isn't that clear? I'm standing at the finish of the Baloise Ladies Tour. And then 15 minutes before the start, they had to build a stage. And then we were there with, I think, 15 people or something. So, yeah, okay. So, organization-wise, not too great. But okay, in terms of racing, I think it was actually nice. I don't want to say nice. My heart doesn't say nice, but it was a very exciting race to watch. Actually, AG Insurance just rode the perfect race. Of course, how could they not ride a perfect race with our guest Julie van der Velde in the breakaway? Nora de Schepper was in there too. For them, we had 4 Volkers Wessels, not the biggest block, but I think also they played a very essential part since they also had Margot van Pachtenbeek, of course, and Valerie de Meij. They were with 3, but a very decent and strong block. We also had Lotto Destiny, one of the biggest teams at the start with Audrey Keersmaker in there. And then I'm just thinking Marten Truijen for Phoenix de Koning. And then there was one club rider I forgot the name of.
Nijsse, I think.
Yeah. That was it. So they were away, for a pretty long time, but immediately in the first local lap. So that's after 15K, I think. When the peloton passes first, we saw already Lotte Kopecky in the first position, trying to control everything. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a hard one today. And yeah, it was, because I think maybe 3/4 of the whole race, she pulled the peloton, which is crazy with everyone in your wheel. She did get some support from Lotte Klaas and Febe Joris. But yeah, the break was also so strong. If you have a break with Julie van der Velde, Nora de Schepper, Audrey de Keersmaker and Marten Truijen, it's even crazy. They pulled it back because it was Lotte and a little bit help from the others. So just to think that they got that back was already quite impressive. And yeah, they got it back and it seemed to be going well, actually. Got to say, Margot, maybe not the result she hoped for, but what I'm always saying, every race, she's always so well positioned. She was always she was always, except maybe for one lap, she was close to Lotte. So great shout out. We also saw her when I think we saw the final attack from Justine Jacquire and Fien van Einde. We also saw her when it was clear Lotte was pretty cooked. Sadly, we also saw her pull a bit, but yeah, it was also just the attack was perfectly timed. And yeah, I think overall we do have a very, very nice winner with Justine Jacquire. So yeah, only thing was a bit sad. So you saw Lotte get over the finish line, very disappointed and frustrated after the finish line. Margot and Mieke weren't too happy either, so that was maybe a little sad, but overall a super nice race. And yeah, also it will be great to see Justine shine for the coming year in the national jersey.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and the good thing we see the national jersey in the peloton. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing about about Lotte not winning the nationals. Yeah, and I think it was a combination of some things. Maybe AG Insurance Sudal, their strength this year is better than last year. I think Lotte's level is not as extraordinary as it was last year, and which I mean last year was really exceptional, Sarah. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying she's not.
Washed.
Yeah, she's not exceptional like she was last year. Well, we saw her pull, so she still shines in the Belgian peloton. So no worries about that. But maybe that's the combination. And I think the parcours, yeah, maybe it was more interesting than we first thought. Maybe because yeah, usually Belgian cycling we have a lot of opportunities in Belgium, but the flatter roads the better for the nationals. But this one seemed like okay-ish. So
Yeah, I am gonna interrupt you on this because I let it slide already last week. So no, I think you're right. She maybe this spring wasn't on the level of the last spring, which makes sense if you know what happened during the winter. But I mean, if you watch this week, I don't think you can say she's not doing super great. First, she had like a minute on Maarten Goossens. Okay, Maarten Goossens in a time trial, but like basically the last straight line to the finish, she was already she knew like in the I think after something like 10K or something, she knew she already had a big gap. So I think that was pretty convincing already. And then also, yeah, you can't underestimate if you saw it, like, you know how much that is, 132K pulling the whole peloton and catching such a strong group, which is like really crazy to do on your own, and a couple of turns from the other riders. So I don't know if you can say, okay, spring wise, I can kind of agree on you with that. But I think she's very good. And also, in my opinion, for every rider, it's hard to say you're not 100%. They are absolutely 100% of what they can be at this moment. And I think she's looking pretty good. We will see how Giro and Tour goes, but yeah.
Yes, she is probably almost at 100%. I don't doubt that, Sarah. I'm just thinking this year she's more human than she was last year. That's all, and that's no shame. She's just more human. Last year was insane, incredible. It's a Grand Cru year that you only have once every 5 years, or maybe once in your career, maybe. And that doesn't make you bad the year after, because all the press says like, oh my god, what happened? She's still very strong, but maybe she's now just more human than she was last year. And with AG Insurance, like the strength of their block, it opened opportunities, maybe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, even Lotte Kopecky from last year, Paris-Roubaix or whatever, could have not done this on Sunday, I think. So I don't think for the Spring Classics, I agree, but I don't think we can say for this part of the season yet, she's not the Lotte from last year. But, you know, we will see, because on Sunday she starts racing again, and we will see how it looks. And yeah.
True.
And it's not a shame. I tell you, Sad, it's not a shame if she's less than last year. It's perfectly normal.
You're
That's,
gonna keep going, eh?
No, I'm not. I'll leave it at that. So, what
Good.
other nationals did we have?
No. I do need to mention. So the podium, Fien van Eyne was second, which was also good for Justine, but it's the second time she got second at the nationals. She was second after Kim de Baat in 2022, which is also I can imagine. I also heard her cry there. It was kind of heartbreaking, but yeah, that's also partly the thing that makes sports this beautiful. I think the emotions, but that was it was like very confronting. Like on one side of the road, you had the whole AG Insurance team, because honestly, there might not be such a team, but in a team in all aspects like AG Insurance, it's just crazy, super good to see. And then on the other side, you had Fien van Eyne really, broken down, just not again, which was sad for her. We had Fleur Moors on 3. Then, just to mention it, Jesse van den Bulke on 4. And 1 right prediction, 1 out of 3, but it is something. Shari Bosset on 5. I got that right. What did I also have to add? Oh, I want to add something. I want to give a shout out to the former national coach of the elite men who was commentating on the men's race. The coverage only started pretty late, but he was already there before 11 to come watch the women, which that was good to see. We need more men coming to watch the women. So I was also very excited to see that. And Lotte's interview also. We need to also. It's always Lotte's interviews when she's frustrated. Like you can feel it from afar. It's like she's searching for her words a bit. And the interview was really trying here to get something out of it. So she was frustrated.
Of course.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And okay, she let it shine through her words. Like she was like, "Yeah, you can just do a 15-second pull. It won't hurt that much, and yeah, it will always come back." I think so. That was already kind of like, oh, this is good. And then the interviewer was like, "Yeah, are you talking about Fleur Moors? But yeah, she's still pretty young." And then she was like, "Yeah, young or old, you can always learn." So it was, it was kind of, it was a nice interview, I have to say. But then maybe I will just mention some other results. Not a winner, but certainly on a roll after her comebacks. Ruud Haugset was 3rd in the Norwegian ITT and 6th on the road race. We have Katrin Schweinberg is Austrian road champion. Alison Jackson, not the biggest surprise, maybe Canadian road champion. And we also have a guest result there. Emilie Fortin was 10th, which is, I think, for her, a very good result. Then a more surprising one, Alberti Greve. Of course, she's very good, but like to have a gap on the likes of 1 minute, on the likes of Diederiksen. Kerner was also on the start, so I think that's also a very impressive thing. And I'm just gonna say British road champion is Millie Cousins, which I said look out for her. So also very nice. She's really doing well. That's clear. The biggest
great one to pick up your first pro win.
That's crazy. No, not a
and
very.
it has been coming for a while, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was long overdue.
Mm-hmm. But still,
but it's with icing on the cake, her first pro win. So she will be happy.
Yeah. Then not a really big surprise. We asked for suggestions for which ones to talk about for the episode, and someone just said Marie Schreiber. I think they meant Luxembourg, but yeah, she did become ITT and road champion. Me Ottestad, not the biggest surprise, I would say, but she had 4 minutes on Alerud, which is, I think, a very big surprise. Then Alerud did become ITT champion. We had Sarah Martin become Spanish road champion. Mireia Benito, the ITT. Also a very surprising thing, Blanca Vos, Hungarian road champion again. Lorena Wiebes, Dutch road champion. Yeah, if we saw the course.
Well, it wasn't a given. She really had to work hard for it, but yeah, once it was gonna come down to sprint, yeah, there was basically no stopping her. But well, credit where credit due. 45 average. It's not bad.
No.
It's not bad.
I mean, there are days I don't have the average of 45 in my car.
I could average 45
bizarre.
on my bike for a half kilometer if the wind is good, but then, then it's done.
Then, as said, I completely jinxed Juliette Labousse because the ITT title went to Cédric Gerbau. Antonia Niedermayer is ITT champion in Germany. Franziska Koch on the road. Kasia Niewiadoma is Polish road champion. I think a very nice road champion to have for Poland. And Skalniak is the ITT champion. And just to round this off, I think Kim Katso, the double in New Zealand.
Yep. And I jinxed Hafdís Sigurdardóttir in Iceland. She won the TT as expected, but she didn't win the road race. Don't ask me who won the road race. I forgot already. But she didn't. I'm sorry. That's we shouldn't do predictions on smaller countries and then jinx the complete race. That was very, very bad idea of us. Apologies.
So yeah, that were the nationals. Oh no, I forgot one. Steffi Heberlein won the Swiss Road Championship, which was, I think, also
nice.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
A lot of names at the start. So
yeah, but she has been on a roll for quite a while. She has been showing great form. I think it was Elsie Jacobs. She was already doing very well. She almost took the win there, I guess. So yeah, she's been on a great form, and yeah, we can also as it works, we'll have quite some national champions and some jerseys again in the Giro. With of course Lotte Kopecky, then Lorena Wiebes, who's double European champion and Dutch champion, and then also Swiss jersey in there.
Hey, sorry, we forgot about Italy.
Ooh, yeah,
Longo Borghini on the road race and Guazzini, if I'm not mistaken, on the time trial. Yeah,
that's right. So yeah,
small country we forgot. Which brings us neatly, maybe, to the next topic. with the Giro Donne, the Giro Women, the Giro d'Italia, whatever you call it, they want to name it.
Technically it's Giro Women now. So
okay, sure.
we will call it that. But no, quite. If it stays like this, I think quite a nice participants list. From She Rides perspective, we have Sarah. Normally, she's on the start list, so that's nice. And Barbara Malcotti. I think that one is pretty sure. She already knew when she was here after Burgos. So yeah, the climbing stages will be interesting for us. Extra interesting.
That's for sure.
So yeah, then maybe to the course. We have 8 stages.
Yes,
8 stages, and it starts with a time trial, which I am very excited to see, because there can be more individual time trials in stage races for women, I would say. Tour de France, totally not talking about you. So it's 14.2, flat ITT. The first part is
flat. It's Bergamo. I doubt it's
flat.
flat.
Yeah, it's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Tim, you did the preps probably already, so I believe you.
Yeah. It's a tiny little incline, but it's
Yeah.
well.
They also
Okay.
mentioned it.
Okay,
Like the
okay.
first part is wide, straight, flat, and then in the second part, there is a short but manageable climb, as they say. So and a very in little descent to the finish, but it's mainly just flat.
Yeah, it's a little kicker about 300
Mhm.
meters, so it's all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think in terms of favorites, I of course immediately Marianne Reusser. Yeah, she's
Should be.
yeah.
Should be a favorite by now.
Knowledge on display there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
not a
yeah.
hot take on this hot day, Sar.
No. The fans are doing its work behind my back, so but no, also of course Lotte Kopecky will do good too if we saw her last time trial. Juliette Labou can do well too. Of course, just a side note, she was beaten by Carvalho at the French Championships. Same for Longo Borghini, she can do quite well here too, but also beaten by Guazzini, so we will see. Then more like outsider-wise, someone like Hartmann, Chapman, Van Dijk. Yeah.
Niedermeyer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
How is Ellen van Dijk, Tim? Because she was 5th or 6th in the time trial, which is something that you frown upon if you see that result actually.
Yeah, you said Ellen van Dijk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, the internet was a bit sketchy for a moment. She had a big crash recently at Lekkerkerk.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little. I think it's called chipped in her shoulder, and it wasn't very ideal. She tried it, of course, like she always tries it, but I think it was just a little bit too much too early. But props for trying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Not fully recovered, and if you have something a chip in your shoulder, let's say, then you have to do the TT position.
Yeah,
not so brilliant. Okay,
I'm not sure
yeah.
if she is going to do the Giro. In fact, there's a little bit of hesitation. At least it was a week ago. So, well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the provisional start list is already better than nothing, because this morning it were like 7 names or something. Yeah, the second stage is definitely not flat anymore.
No, the Giro Women is not kind for the sprinters. They should not think about the pink jersey. I think they should just forget about that.
Yeah. So 92 kilometers, and it's a finish on a 3rd category climb. So yeah, there is like a part of 11.1%, but it flattens out a bit to the finish, I'd say.
Yeah, it's about 14k at 3.5%. So it just reminded me of Pieri Cavallo in 2019, where Lucy Kennedy and Marianne Vos had this interesting finish.
Yeah,
I think it might be possible for Sora Rebus, but
also
it starts steep, but then it flattens out, and it's not the heaviest one, I think. So
but
Rebus
it's certainly
Rebus,
interesting.
Rebus and Vos should be able to do this. Of course, Lotte again. Maybe like someone like Sarah Van Dam, if you wanna, or
yes, please.
Alex Manley could maybe do this too. So those are maybe interesting names to watch there.
Yeah, Van Dam is excellent for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, she's also doing very
well. It'd be nice to see it happen.
And then I have like a very crazy outsider thingy. For if you go like the little steep kick with Fleur Moors, maybe laid it back. That was like a very outsider, but possible.
I mean, it's not bad.
If she manages to follow Lotte Kopecky again, why not?
But yeah, if we if we look what she said, it will always come back. Maybe Termos will get caught back again there, but we will see about that.
But that's the thing, right? She just gotta keep trying. She has stuck the landing once already. She just might do it another time. It really is possible.
Yeah, indeed. Also, the fact that she was able to almost stay in the wheel of Lorena Wiebes dwars door Hageland also showed a lot. Like, I don't know how many people that rode a sprint against Lorena stayed in her wheel. So,
Not a given.
No. Then stage 3, it starts heavy with a climb, but then it's descent and pretty flat to the finish. So that should normally be a sprint.
That's such a weird stage. Is the only purpose of this stage is the first category climb just to have someone in the com jersey that's not a GC rider? What's the point of this? I mean, seriously.
We like always have this. We have this. Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing against it.
No, sure, no, that's for sure. But what's the point?
Yeah. I think obviously the biggest favorite here is Lorena Wiebes. Yeah. Yeah, and then you still have like Marianne Vos, Chiara Consoni, Van Dam, Baker, Nelson. Then, like, if you want to go really outsider, someone like Marta Truijen, Luce Adegeest, Megan Jastrap. But those were the picks from when I didn't have a full start list. So those were very outsider. And then stage 4, again, not flat, up and down. There is one third category climb, 2 fourth categories, and then it's a finish on a first category climb. Which is kind of a heavy one. It's 11.4 kilometers, about 7.2%. So, yeah, I don't know. Favorites will be, probably Marianne Reusser if he saw her climbing form. I think she is again the absolute favorite. But it's for those. It will also depend on their form a bit. Like if Longo Borghini and Lotte Kopecky are in the same shape as they were last year, I think they can definitely do well there too. Who do we have? We have Royakkers is normally racing, Kastelein, Labous, Van der Breggen, Muziek, Sarah Gigante, of course. Maybe all the up and down isn't really what she prefers, but at least it ends with a climb, so that's good.
Yeah, should be good for her.
What a breakaway star.
Yeah, indeed.
Breakaway, then we should think about Malcotti or Petra Stiasny or Rostolasi. If they have enough time, if the gap is big enough.
Laura de Schepper also. I don't know if I don't think GC if they have Gigante. I don't know what they will do there. Trinca Colonel also spread, but yeah, could be break, could be GC. Depends a bit. And then
should be GC the first day. Basically a full mountaintop. The climb is that heavy. I think that it's just gonna be a showdown for the GC anyway. But
it's 10 plus, so you really need someone like Malcotti or Stiasny who gets quite a gap before the fireworks starts, and then it's possible. But the normal breakaway suspect, that's probably too heavy.
Yeah, I think even Malcotti probably needs about 3 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, I get what you say. Maybe they can do it, but also who wants to give them like 5 minutes? Like,
I wouldn't.
Hey, because they works in the peloton, you never know, Sar. You just never know.
Every time.
Oh, come on. This was kicking in an empty net, actually.
I felt it coming from miles away.
Thank you for the assist, Sar.
But the 5th stage, finally, a nice one for the sprinters. It's really, really flat. Yeah, again, Lorena Wiebes, who's gonna stop her? Actually, I think Shannara Grove described it the perfect way. Like, even if you use your whole team to block the road, Lorena Wiebes will still find a way to win the sprint. So yeah, this also should be one for her. And you again have like the same names. Yeah, don't think in the sprints we will see a lot of surprises. I think also like her biggest kind of competitors like Balsamo and Cole aren't here, so yeah, it should be rather easy to win this, I think. Sixth stage, again, all day, unless the start is flat, but after that it's constantly up and down again, with 2 third categories and 1 first category.
Bless you.
The last 3K is still up and down, and there is like a kick of 7% there. So I don't know. I think this could be a Lotte Kopecky stage.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Also,
really?
yeah. Yeah. Also, like maybe Lippert, Uttrup Ludwig. She was looking good in Tour of Britain. If she's if she's on her way up again after a period that didn't went great for her, I would say maybe that's also a nice pick. And then I have like just a very outsider one. If, for example, there is a smaller group with too much as the works riders, I do see a Steffi Heberlin attacking and keeping it to the finish line, maybe. So yeah, I think this also will be a very interesting stage to watch, actually.
This is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. When Annemiek van Vleuten was still racing a few years back, with a day like this one, you just knew she gonna make war from the beginning. She gonna just inside carnage. So I hope that will happen as well.
Yeah.
Maybe the biggest outsider tip that I'm giving you is Valentina Venerucci, the rider from San Marino, who just signed with Aro Italia and does rather well. So it might be very interesting, but
she's from San Marino, Tim, and they passed San Marino, so yeah, why not?
Yeah, I just thought maybe a nice little homage. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, she certainly is some rider to watch, be it not particularly for this Giro, although she has done some very good results recently as well, hence the new contract. But yeah, in the coming years, it should be very interesting prospect.
I'm also just hoping that this Giro can finally be the time that everything starts going well again for Marta Cavalli. I would love to see that happen. That would be. I am just hoping every race. I'm like, maybe this time. So yeah, Giro Women. This time it will. It would be awesome to see.
Fingers crossed.
And then stage 7, the green stage. 150k, which is also a pretty long stage if we look at I think the other stages, and with 1 third category climb, 2 second category climbs, and again finish on a first category climb. The finish is 14.8k with 6.7%, which is also super heavy again. Again, it's like Marle Reusser. So yeah, Marle Reusser. Yeah, but the same like Paulina Royakkers, maybe Longo Borghini, Lotte Kopecky, Muziek, Gigante, Trinca Colonna, Boes van der Breggen, Spread. Yeah. So it's
this one is for the GC favorites.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not gonna accept the breakaway in this one, I think. That's they will battle it out on the Monte Nerone, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's gonna be an epic climb. So definitely watch that.
We will, Tim.
Yeah, of course. One time to you.
Yeah, I think overall, Sarah, it's we've set up for an interesting Giro, Donne, Giro Women. I'm sorry,
Yeah, and even
except when you're a sprinter not named Lorena Wiebes, of course. Then it's going to be a shabby eight stages. But for the rest, yeah, I think it opens opportunities for breakaways, opportunities for attacks,
you
opportunities
gotta
for
wait
GC.
a second because I didn't add the last profile in the document.
oh, yeah, I can talk about it if you want.
I just
Yeah.
found it, but
Yeah, it's the Imola circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. So again, like there's no rest because it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 third category climbs and 3 fourth category climbs. So after already 7 days of hard racing, it's gonna be another very difficult stage, I think.
And it's gonna be the iconic rituals from the Imola World Championships on the Cima Gallisterna. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's gonna be a pretty amazing Giro. The only thing I'm hoping is that from the GC side, Marlin isn't too much dominating the field, and if that doesn't happen, if it's really a close race, I think it will be an awesome Giro Women. Like some stages are definitely worth skipping the first part of the tour for just saying.
Every day.
Yeah. But it's also the finishes are also in our time 2:30 p.m. So that's completely so that's perfectly to combine it. Actually, just watch it first and then tune in for the tour. So yeah, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah, who's watching the first week of the tour anyway?
Whoa, I am
Seriously.
actually considering going, but like just for one
because it's
climb.
because it's so close. But I mean, just
first we were like, oh, you know what? Let's go to the Grand Départ in Lille. But you know, I spent all those hours on the train. And I am like, oh, do I want to do this again? No. So I'll probably just go to like the Mont Noir. So it's very close to the Belgian to Belgium. It's like I think the biggest city around is like Poperinge. It's like 50 minutes from there. So I'm just gonna camp a bit, just like take my picnic, spend the afternoon there, watch it a bit, and then just a little warm up for the Tour de France later on. But yeah, and
good
you
idea.
know that's not even a problem if you're from Belgium. You can perfectly do that because it only starts on Sundays.
Good point.
But yeah, if you then go to the Giro Women again, main favorites is definitely Marianne Reusser. For the win, we can maybe also like Longo Borghini, Labous, Kopecky, it all depends how they are working too. We've seen Marianne being good in the beginning, and her form is steady but constantly rising. And I think the others are really more peaking towards this upcoming period. So that will be interesting to see. For maybe top 5, I'm thinking Sarah Gigante. If everything goes well, if the first time trial goes okay-ish, and the descending also goes okay-ish, there is definitely potential there. Trinka Colonel can also do well. Van der Breggen, Muziek, Rooijakkers. Yeah, it's the same for her. Depends how much of a how much she's already behind before the mountain stages. And then you also have some top 10 contenders like Moolman, Malcotti, De Schepper, Ziegart, Jasny, Niedermayer, Ketzo, maybe also Lassa, Spread. So I think those are the ones who we'll see in the front of the climbers stages.
One thing that I'm hearing here, Sarah, or not hearing here, we just mentioned Anne van der Breggen just briefly once or twice as a name, and probably she's gonna screw us during the Giro again.
Yeah.
So she's we always forget to talk about her, and then she's like, "Oh yes, sure, yeah, right."
Yeah.
She's racing as well.
Yeah, and she knows how to win a Giro, to be fair.
Yeah, she knows a thing or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has been reckoning quite a few stages, I understand.
Yeah.
So
Because as the works is like saying like Anna van der Breggen was more of Vuelta Giro, Kopecky Tour de France Femmes. So yeah, I think we definitely skipped her too much during the preview.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Classic, really. Yeah, it could be that Lotte is just testing and training herself up towards the Tour de France Femmes, and then that she says like, okay, carte blanche for Anna van der Breggen, just do your thing.
Yeah, I was the only
Possible.
thing that made me question that was, so from As He Works, it was very much no pressure, just to go, to warm up for the Tour de France, and then it was like the sentence Lotte said, the same thing before the Giro last year in preparation of the Olympics, like. We'll take it day by day. And I was like, okay, no, Lotte's not just warming up, because Lotte's day by day is, it always feels like a double meaning.
Yeah, Lotte's never gonna start just to just to train. Let's put it that way. That's for sure. But yeah, you never know that she needs to take some steps towards Tour de France Femmes, and then yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it could just mean that if she has a day where she is not really feeling 100% or even just 70%, that she's just gonna take it easy for a day.
Yeah.
Might be it.
We will see.
Yeah, but then she's screwed in the Belgian press again. That's gonna suck.
Actually,
well, whatever she does, yeah.
But
she's
the
gonna
Belgian
be roasted
press
again.
was
For
who can maybe Laura de Schepper. Yeah, there is. From the youngster side, I think last year there were more competitors for that jersey. Then for the sprint, yeah, honestly, probably points jersey. I would say Lorena Wiebes, maybe Marianne Vos, maybe Lotte Kopecky. Depends how she goes in the stages, but. Let's say if all the stages, apart from the sprint stages, are pretty well divided between the other riders, the odds are pretty big. Wiebes is gonna take that one as well.
Yeah, it just depends how Marianne is feeling.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
She's, to be fair, she's very good at taking points jerseys as well.
Yeah.
Again, a name we didn't mention a lot here. She's always forgotten too. The goat.
What? We did mention her a couple of times.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's always like, okay, maybe Marianne Vos. Is it just like an afterthought? Like, okay, maybe. But then she always is like, oh yeah, damn it, she's so good.
And then for the QM, I don't really know, because if Justine is starting, it's easy. Justine will go for it. But now I don't really know who will really go for it. Maybe some of the GC riders will take it, or I don't know. Maybe AG Insurance has a plan, since they are like when they can competing for the QOM. Sarah, Ashley Moolman was also trying in Tour of Norway or something, so that could maybe. So yeah, that's one. Not really able to predict, actually.
The one is always open.
Yeah, but we'll say Sarah for the vibes.
Oh yes, please.
But hey, in Tour de Suisse, she wore it for the first time, so she knows how it feels. So perfect preparation.
She liked it.
Yeah. And then maybe. I didn't prepare this. Our our first 5th and 10th prediction for the GC.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, I also didn't even mention it in the preparations. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's all right.
Yeah.
Who wants to kick off? All right, let me start. Anna van der Breggen will win.
Nice.
Will equal Fabiana Luperini. I think 5th place might be Monica Trinca Colonel.
Nice.
Love her. Lovely story. And 10th place, well, let's go for Evita Muziek.
Okay, I should have started. Damn it, Tim.
Sorry.
All right, you can go now, but please don't pick all the She Rides guests, because otherwise I'm gonna be disappointed in you.
Okay. Well, then I go for one Lotte. Let's.
Come on,
Yes,
what is this?
You
You're
Yes.
annoying me the whole time, and now you're. Oh, I'm gonna go with Lotte. What the
I'm
fuck?
gonna keep annoying you, so you can't pick her at one anymore.
No, I'm just gonna do it anyways. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do it anyways. So
No, I was about to say Anna van der Breggen because she's gonna surprise us all, possibly, but then I go.
you
for
don't
Lotte
think
because Tim
Marlene?
just,
You don't think Marlene?
No.
Mm. All right.
Then on 5, well, I was about to say Trinca Colonel as well, so thank you for that, Tim.
Sorry.
Then I go for Muziek at 5 then. And on 10, let's say Kim Katzo.
Nice.
Just maybe more hope than in the current form she is this year. She deserves a good result again.
Believe in the
Grand Tour,
peak.
so
Believe in the peak to the Grand Tours.
give me for 10.
I'm going to say in a non-pressure way, Lotte Kopecky is going to win the Giro. To be honest, I don't know how well she will do. I do know, although she said day by day, she will get loads of pressure from the media, but also from herself. So in a non-pressure way, I am saying this and hoping this. We will see how it goes. And otherwise, there's still the Tour. And if that doesn't happen, there are still other races. Then I'm just going on 5, Sarah Gigante. I believe in it. Go, Sarah. And then on 10, should I also do She Rides? Yeah, 10 Barbara Malcotti.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very good.
So yeah,
nice.
I think we can keep it at that at the Giro. We will just casually mention that normally after the Giro we will have someone from the Giro coming here to tell about her story, which will be super interesting. So technically 3 She Rides guests at the start. So yeah,
She's
nice.
and she's a fan of the show. She already told us.
Ooh. I mean, who isn't?
Oh, thank you, Dave. That's flattering.
So yeah, I think we discussed that enough. Maybe something I did forget to talk about during the national championship. Something very weird happened with Letizia Paternoster. Apparently she was descending, and then a jury car a jury car just made her crash and like dragged her down for 10 meters or something. But she's all fine, she said, so that's good. But then the UCI president reacted like, no, that's not what happened. She's wrong. She rode against the car. Weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then we also have, we're not gonna say too much about that, just mentioning we have racing in Portugal with Sigrid Haugset at the start.
And India Granger from Team Coupe Repsol defending her win from last season. That one was a little bit overshadowed by the tragedy Team Coupe Repsol men's team had actually with André Drege at that moment. So that one was a little bit overshadowed, but she won that race last year. Yeah.
Very interesting to see how Kopecky will do as well there. But
she's insane. She's so skilled.
Yeah,
so talented.
Absolutely incredible. But all right, we'll drag it on, I believe.
So yeah, maybe just back to some other questions. Now we had that. So yeah, maybe just a bit more about women's cycling in general. So yeah, I think in the Netherlands and also for the Belgians watching on Eurosport, you've become one of the regular voices for women's races. What makes women's cycling exciting to commentate on?
Have you ever seen a race?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe 2.
yeah, 1 or 2, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. It's just
Mhm.
amazing all the things that happen, and
Yeah.
yeah, you just love it, don't you? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And well, it's the case with me, unfortunately, as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just love how constantly things are happening, or well, politics, and well, it's the entire package, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's just very exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, and then what changes have you seen in women's cycling over the past few years? Yeah, both in terms of performance and media coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it's night and day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's, well, like I said in the beginning, it's a real shame there hasn't been much more sooner, of course. But it's yeah, the best moment to have started is yesterday, but the best moment after that is now. So I'm very glad it's all been kicking off in the in the last 10 years, really, and it's really absolutely amazing how far the sport has come. There is, yeah, of course, like many guests always say, there is a incredibly long way to go as well. But it's yeah, it's already been night and day.
Mhm. Yeah. And then today, do you feel women's cycling is taken seriously enough, or and what's the media part? What are the essential points to improve there?
I mean, yeah, like I said, there is a world to win as well, like with media coverage, but and even on race coverage as well, of course. Like Tour de France, men's every stage is live from the beginning, and women's, well, I think we might have 2 or 3 stages that will be shown entirely, but
Mm,
that's it. And
mhm.
it's never the big mountain stage that get broadcast in full. So that really is still something to work on, really.
Mhm.
But sorry,
Mhm.
it's so hot. I've forgotten your question, but I waffle on a bit. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
just
like a
what the
true,
media
like a
can
true
still
pro
improve.
commentator, Tim.
yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. And yeah, just as you said, there are definitely for the most races no full broadcast. Next to that, data and background information is also limited. Yeah, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, a lot of it is just asking yourself, because you have a kind of a responsibility to know every rider at least a bit. So, for example, yeah, if Stina Kopecky is on the attack during the tour, you should be expected to be able to tell a bit about her.
Mm.
So, yeah, you just try and read up as much as possible. Try and actually talk to the riders. It's strange to some other members of the press, but it does happen. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You just get on with it. Yeah.
Mhm. And yeah, as you just said, it almost feels like kind of a responsibility to know all the riders a little bit. What role can commentators play, do you think, in helping the public connect with the riders and their stories?
It can be such a lovely thing to do for a rider if they are, well, in the broadcast for maybe 10 minutes on the attack, or they have done some interesting results, and then you just well, mention where she's coming from, or what she has experienced in the past. There's one rider, Eline Jansen from Volker Wessels. She was doing rather well in the Vuelta last year, and well, we had a very long and boring broadcast, I think, and we just started digging into her story, and it was both heartbreaking and really inspiring at the same time. really should be well, if you have the opportunity, read up on her story. But yeah, she texted me afterwards and saying that she got quite a few messages from people who listened, and they said, "Oh wow, what a lovely thing to hear more about her." And well, there's more examples of that, of course, but yeah, that is always the thing I at least try to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
that's brilliant, Tim. That's nice. And then you with your thorough preparations and then knowing every rider a little bit at least, just tell us, like in sneak preview, which up and coming riders or teams should we keep an eye on in the next few years?
Yeah, one who has really impressed me recently is Nadia Gontora from Windspace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Windspace is indeed. Yeah. She's absolutely fascinating. But yeah, but the thing about talent also is what they say in Hollywood is nobody knows anything. Talent seems to pop up sometimes from out of nowhere, and yeah, of course there's junior races, and there's always a few you can pretty positively say about that they will be at least a decent rider, but there are so many opportunities for other kind of riders with other backgrounds to pop up as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a boring answer, to be honest, but yeah, you just have to be open-minded about it.
Yeah. And just a personal question, Tim.
Yeah.
From my side, what do you think about Bodine Vollering? They keep saying she's better than her older sister, but what do you think? I don't know her so well. I don't know what results she wrote this year, but that Volker Wessels. But yeah, what do you think personally?
Yeah, I think I spoke with Demi 4 or 5 years ago as well about Bodine. Yeah, and she says that as well, that Bodine actually might be better than her. Yeah, it's always a bit of a media thing that you write off a rider after 3 months of not performing. So yeah, what I at least try to do. I mean, I get caught up in it sometimes, but really try to keep open-minded about it and thinking like they got time and they need time to develop as well. And yeah, maybe it doesn't work out, and that's all right as well.
Yeah. Just look at Kim LeCour.
I mean, yeah, would have thought.
Keep an eye on her for the Tour de France Femmes, really.
Yeah, she's been doing reckons. I saw on Instagram. Yeah, she's gonna be well. Also with the punchy stages in there, she's yeah.
I mean, first yellow jersey is a real possibility.
Yeah, she's going after Madeleine. If you see her, training stats and stuff like that, she's gonna be well prepared at the start.
I feel like it's gonna be 2 amazing Grand Tours. I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope so. Yeah.
Think so too. That's great. Yeah, and then one last question, Tim. What do you hope that the listeners of this episode will take away from this episode? Actually,
I'm hoping they are very excited to watch Giro, and well, the upcoming Tour de France Femmes, of course, as well, and just it's not a bad thing to just enjoy the women's race sometimes. It's there's a lot of focus on development and the level of performance and all the political things around it, of course. But it's just a lovely thing to just sit down and watch.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's basically the most important thing.
Mhm.
Think,
Watch the
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
Someone says
think,
it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's a good advice to wrap up this episode, Tim. Then there's only
Mhm.
2 things left to say. Let's just start once again by mentioning by Tim and Julia Mulier's book Vive le Tour, Vive la Femme. Great summer read, so go get it. And last but not least, Tim, very big thank you very much for your appearance on the show. It's lovely to have you. And
Anytime.
we wish you the best of luck during the Giro, Tour de France Femmes, and Tour de France Femmes, excuse me, and all the other women's races.
Yeah, I should point out I'm not doing Giro, but
Ah,
I'll be back during the Basel Lady Tours for a day,
Yeah.
and I think the entire tour. So it's
all right.
it's all right.
All right, brilliant.
All right.
Then,
Thank you very much. It's lovely being here.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for having. Thanks for appearing on the show, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. That's a wrap for episode 34 of She Rides. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rides.
Absolutely, women's cycling is packed with action, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn.
Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or YouTube so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners.
Follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind the scenes updates, our hashtag Guess the Guest game, and more.
Thanks to Tim for joining us today, and don't hesitate to share your questions or topics you'd like us to cover.
Stay tuned for more exciting guests and join our prediction competition. Tag She Rides podcast on Blue Sky to show off your knowledge, and She Rides is powered by KDM Endurance Coaching.
Thanks for listening to She Rides, where women's cycling takes the lead. Keep watching the fun, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.